My name is Sebastian Salva, and I'm the president of the National Honor Society. Before we begin the 2024 Spring NHS Induction, please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our guest speaker tonight, Connie Askin, is the CEO of Big Brothers Big Sisters Central Mass and Metro West, an agency serving 87 towns and cities in the middle of Massachusetts. She earned an MBA from Bowling Graduate School of Business at Babson College and spent her undergraduate years at Harvard University Extension. She has held senior level positions in both business and nonprofit organizations, including City Year and Year Up. As a resourceful leader with broad experience and dramatic results in both for and nonprofit businesses, Connie is a passionate and analytical storyteller with an excellent ability to communicate and rally staff, management, investors, and board members. Connie knits together a broad set of skills and experiences to guide significant organizational change. At BBBS, she has orchestrated a turnaround, achieving growth after 10 years of declining programs and revenue. Connie is also a longtime volunteer and also a board member of the Harvard Alumni Association and AFS USA, a student exchange organization. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Connie Askin.
Thank you. Hello. I am so happy for this opportunity to address you as you become National Honor Society members. Congratulations. It's an extraordinary academic accomplishment, and as the CEO of a nonprofit, I very much appreciate the value the Honor Society places in service to others. The world needs you. I come to this work with a lifetime commitment to youth and creating a more just and peaceful world. Big Brothers Big Sisters has been in Worcester and Central Mass for over 60 years, and we're passionate advocates for the power of mentoring. We believe every child is born with incredible potential. We serve children from different backgrounds, cultures, and economic situations. Our model is simple and effective, pairing caring adults with young people who may be struggling in school, lonesome, or just a child who wants an additional special someone in their lives. There's no common definition of what a mentor is, but I do know its power. It can be life-changing and life-saving. This ceremony today is an important milestone in your life's journey. And you know, a milestone is quite literally a significant marker on the road. Let me add a marker. From today forward, each of you can be both a mentee and a mentor. Tonight, I'd like to explore what being a volunteer and being of service is by describing the journey of a famous road, the yellow brick one. How many of you are familiar with The Wizard of Oz? Okay, quick synopsis. A tornado rips through Kansas. Dorothy and her dog, Toto, are whisked away to the magical land of Oz. They follow a yellow brick road toward the Emerald City to meet the wizard, and on the way, meet a scarecrow who needs a brain, a tin man missing a heart, a cowardly lion who only wants courage, and Dorothy wants to go home. She believes that the wizard is the only way to find home. Each of these characters tracks to the 4 pillars of the Honor Society and to the values and lessons you might find in mentoring or other volunteerism. The scarecrow is all about scholarship. The tin man represents character, the lion is leadership, and Dorothy is the embodiment of service. These characters are so relatable. They're all insecure and self-critical, all believing they lack something, not realizing they already possess what they desire. The scarecrow, for instance, is in fact quite intelligent. As the story unfolds, he's usually the strategic one and the most competent problem solver. I do see myself in this character, and I bet many of you do too. Hard worker, loyal, knowledge seeker, tough on himself. The scarecrow assumed he was made of straw, he had no brain. He met the wizard, who was a complete con man, and the wizard fills his head with bran and tells the scarecrow its brains. The reality is he had these gifts all along. He simply needed a shift of perspective to recognize his own intelligence. So here's my first message to you, courtesy of the scarecrow. Seek perspective. Many volunteer opportunities, and especially mentoring, can provide unique opportunities to learn about yourself and your place in the world, how you walk in the world, and the possible impact you have in the world you're creating. Seek perspective. Okay, the Tin Man. The Tin Man has no heart, but shows himself to be very caring. I see him representing character because he seeks to be authentic, and he is a complex, emotional man who's loving, kind, and compassionate. Have you heard that saying that the heart is a muscle? Volunteering for a cause greater than yourself can be like going to the gym for your heart. No matter where you are in your academic or career paths, it does help to be both passionate and compassionate. And I'll add that you should start with yourself. Please do take care of yourself in order to take care of the world. The lion is a great example of leadership. He seeks action and, more importantly, the courage to act. As leaders in your school and for future you, I'm certain you will face scary situations. You will experience awkwardness. You will experience failure from time to time. All of these emotions and experiences are very human, and they usually mean you're growing. You may find that being in service to others is not always joy-filled. In fact, it can be really hard. In my career, I've worked with families who have lost a child or a child whose parents are ill. You may well grapple with heavy topics, and you may hold up a very different mirror and see identity and privilege in new and sometimes uncomfortable ways. Embrace it all. The author Brené Brown says, "Courage starts with showing up and letting ourselves be seen." You have tremendous power within yourself by your actions to impact the life of a child just by showing up. Finally, Dorothy is service, and while she doesn't have the insecurities of the others, she wants to return home. She longs for her community. Yet, while in Oz, she creates a new community. She represents service because she is the connective tissue. One of our littles recently wrote, "When I'm with my big, it feels like every outside problem that's ever occurred disappears, and I'm just happy in the moment with her. I feel safe, happy, and cared for." There's a saying that no one heals on their own. Connectedness is how healing and self-discovery happens. And as I said earlier, as of today and for the rest of your life, you can connect as both mentor and mentee in your academic world, in career, and in service to your community. So I'll leave you with a wish that Dorothy sings. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. May you seek rainbows. May you embrace scholarship like the scarecrow, walk in life with the character the Tin Man represents, lead with courage as a lion, and connect with others as Dorothy, making our skies blue. And may all your dreams come true. Thank you.
Mr. Bazidlo, members of the faculty, parents, and students, welcome to the Shrewsbury High School 2024 Honor Society Spring Induction Ceremony. We are gathered here to formally recognize those students who have been selected by the faculty of our school for successfully completing their candidacy and are being inducted as new members of our NHS chapter. For current members and those former members who may be among our guests, we hope this will serve to remind you of the standards of excellence you too are charged with maintaining as members of the nation's oldest, largest, and most prestigious student recognition program. Our chapter is proud to be inducting new members who will continue the emphasis on excellence that we represent for our school and community. Throughout the year, members of our chapter serve as role models for other students. In addition to the strong academic record which established the eligibility for our membership, our chapter members are leaders in many student organizations, and we serve our school and community through many activities. We are proud of this record and welcome these new members who bring new energy in support of our continuing work as NHS members. It is at this time that we proclaim to all in attendance that membership in the Shrewsbury High School chapter of the National Honor Society has been earned by these candidates through the effective demonstration of the 4 qualities that serve as standards of the society. Members of the chapter will now review these qualities for the candidates. We begin with scholarship.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Siri Ural, and I am the Vice President of the National Honor Society. Scholarship denotes a commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours in study, knowing the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn when formal education has ended, for human education only ends with the end of life. Knowledge is one great element in life, which leads to the highest success, and it can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past, the torch guiding us to understand the present, and the light that illuminates the future. Candidates have the charge to continually expand their world through the opportunities inherent in scholarship.
Hello everyone, my name is Emily Boucher and my office is service. Service can be established in the routine of the day's work where many opportunities arise to help others both at school and in the community. A willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without monetary compensation or public recognition is the quality we seek in our membership and promote for the entire student body. We are committed to volunteering our time and talents to the creation of a better tomorrow.
Hello everyone, my name is Paige Umili and I am the secretary. Leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the school. In taking initiative in the classroom and in school activities, the real leader strives to train and aid others to reach their common goals of success. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interests for the interests of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power or resources may exist in a school, community, or nation, they are ineffectual without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed. Thus, to lead is a meaningful and substantive charge to each of our members.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ron Patel, and I'm the treasurer. Character is the force within the individual that distinguishes each person from others. It creates for each of us our individuality, our goodness. It is that without which no one can respect oneself nor hope to attain the respect of others. It is this force of character that guides one through life and once developed, grows steadily within. Character is achieved and not received. It is the product of constant thought and action, with the daily striving to make the right choice. The problem of character is the problem of self-control. We must be in reality what we wish to appear to others, to be rather than to seem. By demonstrating such qualities as respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, caring, and citizenship, we may hope to prove by example that we value character.
At this time, will the new inductees please rise Raise your right hand and repeat the pledge after me. The audience can follow the text as printed in your program. Please join me in reciting the pledge. I pledge to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society to which I've been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands and will maintain and encourage the high standards of scholarship, leadership, service, and character. Thank you. You may be seated. And now, as your name is called, please step forward onto the stage to receive your token of membership. Teddy Ajazi. Aditi Ashok Kumar. Cassidy Astorino. Mariam Awan. Ananya Badawadagi. Saina Buva. Abby Bonham. Gianna Boyers. Kunal Chauhan. Sonia Chiver. Suner Chopra. Jack Christopher. Rennie Combs. Noah Chunk. Lauren Dacey. Adrishma Dahal.
Omkar Diochake. Ishani Deshpande. Lily Dickinson. Connor Duffy. Adele Fazelo. Kaylee Gale. Grace Garbarino. Lasya Gatu. Mia Goldsmith. Rohana Gautam. Ashi Gupta. Luke Harrington. Carly Heskey. Sanjula Jakati. Josh Kotadia. Aiden Kunch. Anusha Laha.
Macy Ken. Rachel Leichenbaum. Vivian Lee. Sydney Little. Audrey Liu. Ava Lynch. Aniket Mahesh. Shafali Mahesh Guru. Drew Manzi. Niara Marwo. Mahi Matu. Emma McLaughlin. Joanne Mew. Amal Nadav. Vaishali Navanitan. Aisha Nabi. Tanushri Nakanti. Noah Neer. Zion Norways. Sean O'Connor.
Abby Pacey. Jasmine Padam. Brandon Park. Manasa Parvathaneni. Sanat Patki. Sahiti Penmetsa. Sanjana Pillai. Lagnajit Panigrahi. Emmy Piro. Benjamin Quintero Johnson. Josephine Sawyer. Thomas Sr. Neva Sethi. Ulena Sheikhi. Soumya Shelki. Avni Singh.
Agnay Sinha. Savvy Spitzer. Evan Stossel. Caroline Strickland. Varsha Swaminathan, Carla Tatifang, Gretchen Telford, Sanvika Bangara, Varnika Bangara, Advith Velamakani, Dia Vijaya Kumar, Barry Wang, Dahlia Welland, Fiona Wang, Aditya Yadav, Aiden Zahir, Arpan Chabra, and Amna Siddiqui.
Please join me in congratulating. Congratulations. And now, please welcome our principal, Mr. Bazillo, who will offer final congratulatory remarks to the new members. All right, good evening. First of all, I want to thank our families who are here tonight, who are experiencing one of our great traditions here at Shrewsbury High School in our National Honor Society induction. As a parent of two, I know how difficult this is on all of you in terms of how you've worked probably really hard to make sure that they're staying up with their studies, but also making sure they got all their applications for National Honor Society in time and had all those appropriate sign-offs. So for our inductees, please give your families a round of applause for helping support you. Additionally, I want to thank members of our school committee that are here tonight, Mr. Wensky, Mrs. Sharifapour, Mrs. Fritz, Mrs. Boucher. Thank you for turning out and helping support our programming here, not only at Shrewsbury High School, but also our community. And thank you to, congratulations to all of you for a new term, and especially to our chairperson, Mr. Wensky, and our vice chair, Mrs. Sharifapour, who will serve for the next 3 years in that capacity. So I want to give you some advice, inductees. And I could probably talk for about an hour, and I know you don't want to listen to me probably talk for an hour. But I want to try and give you some words that I've recently come across in my own reading and listening and just kind of life experience. I recently read an article by Frank Bruni, who is the author of a book called "Where You Go Is Not Who You'll Be." And basically, Mr. Bruni, I think he's a professor at Duke now, but he's been a professor in all sorts of schools. He writes columns, he writes advice, but he also writes books. And in this book, he basically says, like, work really hard, but find the right fit for whatever college or university you want to attend. Like, the most prestigious school isn't the best school. And in this work, he tells the readers about all the great people that we see in our society don't necessarily attend the universities that you might affiliate with greatness. We think of Ivy League schools or some are NESCAC schools or whatever that is. But he had a whole litany of what you need to do is find out what's best for you and where you fit. And finding the best fit is really important. Where you feel like you're a part of a community, where you feel like you can give back. He just recently, last month, came out with a new book and wrote an article, I believe it was in the New York Times or maybe the Washington Post. And his new book was called The Age of Grievance.
And he talked in this article about our society today and how troubled it is in terms of the vitriol that we have towards each other. And I just want to read you a quote here. And he says part of the antidote to this is around humility. So that's my advice to you. But Mr. Brunei stated, we live in an era defined by and overwhelmed by grievance. Too many Americans' obsession with how they've been wronged and their insistence in wallowing in the ire. This anger reflects a pessimism that previous generations did not feel. The ascent of identity politics, the influence of social media, it turned out, were better at inflaming us than uniting us. They promote a self-obsession at odds with community, civility, and compromise. It's a problem of humility. So as we look ahead and we look in your own lives, like, you have to consider how are you going to live your life in a way that you listen intently, you're empathetic, and you share the perspective that our guest speaker talked about tonight. Loretta Ross also stated, she's a longtime racial justice and human rights advocate, said, people avoid meaningful conversations when hyper-vigilant perfectionists point out their apparent mistakes, feeding the cannibalistic maw of the cancel culture. She advised everyone, engage them, have conversation with them, try that route without the self-indulgence of the drama. So being humble and showing modest estimate in one's value or importance and not your arrogance is really what I hope defines your life. Living a life that you can give to others, be in service to others, and yet know that there are other people that don't have the same privilege as you, the same status as you, but yet you can meet them and understand where they're coming from. Because that really is what we are trying to do with all of our students here at Shrewsbury High School, but especially you in your position here in the National Honor Society. How you can serve our community better and do it with that humility that our society needs. So, inductees and families, congratulations. I know how hard this was for you to be here to get to this point. I know the strain that you probably had, the late nights, the hard work, the early morning study sessions, the late night study sessions, the extra help sessions. Congratulations. I know many of you, by coming up across stage, I know you're involved in other activities than this. But to me, it's like, this is the pinnacle of what we have at the high school. I want to congratulate you. I wish you all the best. And I'm going to close tonight's ceremonies with my congratulations. And if you want to, or families, I invite you rather, to come out to the Commons for some pictures and light refreshments. That's going to conclude this evening's ceremony. Thank you and congratulations.